South Dakota, and he's going to have his horses and his trail ride equipment, and then we're going to have him tell us a little bit about it after a while. Really service with a nice handy step to go in too. This is neat.
Huh?
That's neat. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would have been a lot of years ago, right?
Yeah.
70, 80? When Knut was little?
Yeah. Knut said he'd walk out sometimes and ride back with him on a Saturday. They'd come big head horses buggy. They'd come and work all week and then go back.
Did you go to school when you were little?
Yeah.
Did you go to this school?
Yeah. There was 36 in there when I first started.
Is that right?
That was Bill and Carl Wendison and Ingrid Yerke and Hans Anderson and all them old guys like that.
Sure, I recognize a lot of those names. All right, then the farmstead that we just came from, was that your home farmstead then? Is that where your dad lived? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My dad's. But he lost it and I just took it over.
I see. Back in the Depression, I suppose, in the droughts. Uh-huh.
And I lost it. Too.
So you got it back then the second time, huh?
Then I rented it and then I bought it back in 42.
Uh-huh.
I lost it again in 37. I bought it in 35, I guess, but I couldn't make it. You know, you ever got your seed back?
Yeah, that would have been a bad time to try to go into farming.
Yeah, it was the Rossi boys that was there, was 5 of them, and they're all dead.
Uh-huh.
And like Bill and Carl and Wendison, they're dead. Hans Anderson and Amos Yerke and Walt Yerke and Brown Yerke, them out of it. Yeah. And Mrs. Ingrid Smith-Hammer and Altman.
That just gives us an idea, if we were on a trail ride, what it would be like.
It was a little rougher then. That didn't have these seats in like this.
Yes. I suppose when the pioneers came out into this country, they weren't blessed with these spring seats.
stormy and dusty, you know.
That was in the spring of '36, huh?
Spring.
Uh-huh.
And before I got home, I could hardly see those leaders. I'd gone with the gang, you know. I had 3 in back and 2 in front. When I got home, I had to light the kerosene lamp to eat dinner. And boy, he didn't go out anymore that day.
Is that right? Yeah.
It's just dark in the house.
Yeah. And this is fairly heavy soil too, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It's not like the sand
Oh
that...
no, it's like sunburn.
Uh-huh.
So you gotta go 4 miles before you get in. 4 miles east and you get into the sun. No, that hits on the one. It's a darn windy today.
Okay, now you said you used the horse and the disc. That was back in the early years when you were farming, right?
Oh yeah, I use it now too.
Oh, you do use it now?
Yeah,
okay.
This is sitting right over here.
Okay.
I mean, I did my garden.
Uh-huh. But they're still working horses, right?
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time in your life when you haven't had a team of horses that you used to work a little bit with?
Never had a horse. I was down to 1 team in Red Horse once. I figured, well, that's going to be it. 1 team in Red Horse. But then I started in these quarter horses, and then I went at 17, 18, and all that.
Uh-huh.
And now I quit the quarter horse, now I'm in the draft horse. I got all draft horse.
Well, in most years you have a team in the horse pulling valley too, don't you?
Well, I did the first 4 years I pulled.
I remember that big, beautiful team of Belgians. They were the biggest I think I'd ever seen.
This is the first spring that's been water right over this whole road out here. This first spring that's dry for a long time.
Oh, I would guess that because it's been like dry at home too.
Yeah, it sure made a difference this year. It seemed like that, you know, it kind of went right down the water, went right down.
Uh-huh.
I guess it wasn't frozen under the snow.
Well, that might have been, sure. There's the house peeking through the treetops. Now,
There's a lot of
is that kind of basically the same house?
No.
You
No,
built it all new, huh?
I built all new house. I built that in 49.